Hi, I'm Dave Egan and I make up 1/3 of Team DealtWidth for the 2012 Pro season. Yeah, well, the idea for DealtWidth came about last year because Brian was competing obviously in the MX5 and he'd become quite good friends with Owen, and I think both of the guys really liked each other's style of driving, the kind of balls out to the wall driving, and we got on very well with Owen. And we sort of said, Brian and Owen were thinking about maybe putting a team together for this year, and it was sort of a late decision after the last round last year that I said I'd go and compete. So obviously Brian being my brother, we were always going to be teaming up together, and I think it's nice because you kind of, even if you get knocked out, you have someone to cheer on, you have someone to kind of support, and you've got a little crew, a little community there that's helping each other out in an event that all with the same goal, you know. So that's the great thing. And with the DealtWidth name, I mean, we wanted to kind of have a cool name and something that was distinguishable for us, that we kind of liked, and I suppose we looked a lot to the US and what they were doing, so I think we went styling wise, we went a lot with what they were doing, and we kind of were creating a crew, I suppose a brand that we could say, you know, we all like big wheels, we all like flash kits, we all like, you know, cool looking cars, and you know, we all kind of a similar interest there, so similar style, similar interest. And as I said, Owen's building an incredible car too, so it's kind of exciting that everyone's building a different car as well, which is nice, you know, everyone has a different type of car. The car I'm driving this year is a Nissan S14. It's running near enough 400 brake horsepower, which is a lot when you've never competed before. And basically I bought the car, it had some parts done, it was a drift car originally, but I foolishly, I suppose, and inexperiencely took the car out to Mondello and hit the wall at about 60 miles an hour straight on, so wrote it off in the first hour I drove it. So that kind of put me back in my box, and I said, you know, I'd have a rethink. So luckily Jem from CS Autos was there that day, and he sort of said he could fix the car for me because I thought it was wrote off. I was very disappointed, and he came along and said no, he could fix it. And then we kind of had a chat, and he said, well, why not go the whole hog? So we he tuned the front end of the car, fixed up all, I think he took nearly a black bag of wiring out of it, you know, cleaned up everything, put different brakes on it. We basically gave the car a once over to make it competition ready, and modified every part of the suspension. I could pretend to know everything that he's done, but there's custom, the subframes moved, there's custom tow rods and hubs and everything, so it got a huge amount of lock and it looks great and it works perfectly again. So he was probably the big changing point then. I knew the car was kind of competition ready after he'd done the work, so we carried on then. We brought it down here to WKD Imports and they did all the alignment, and we went with DriftWorks arms on the back. It's running a GT 2871 turbo as well, sorry, and that was mapped by Robbie in Track Day Performance, and John Stone did the cage on the car. Then the guys in Wicked, kind of again, Dan Moorhead and Wes have been very good in sort of advising me on what the best way, you know, they've been there and done it, so they don't waste your time, they tell you exactly what you need and what you don't need. So we got to work getting the car up to spec, and then it was Tom Lawler, who actually has relocated here to WKD Imports, Tom Lawler Bodywork, who actually did the paint job on the car, which is kind of a custom colour we kind of keep in secret, and then a big shout out to Go Max Science, who did all the graphics on the car as well. So kind of came together fairly effort free, and then we went to do 2 days of testing. The first day there was an issue with the fueling and it wasn't running properly. The second day the car absolutely flew. I've never driven a car that was so controllable and manageable, put a lot of confidence in me to drive it. So I've got a big thanks to Jem and Wes and Dan and everybody who's worked on the car, because it's I suppose it makes me look a little bit better probably than I am. There's two reasons. One is that I definitely want to go to 14 and a 14 Zenki front, and because I wanted, look, I have a reputation of destroying cars, so it was always about putting the cheapest, trying to make the car look as good as I can for as cheap as possible, which means that not going for expensive body kits or wheels or lights or anything, because I know it'll probably get a few tips, and it's all easily replaceable. So that was kind of a balance we did. And secondly, that everyone knows S14s that's in, especially the guys here in WKD, know the car inside out. They are able to fix everything on it. It's nothing too dramatic. And I suppose for a first year competition, I wanted sort of a hassle-free year, in the sense that if something went wrong, people could diagnose that for me straight away without going, you know, it's a crazy car with a crazy conversion. So not being a mechanic, it's probably the easiest option to go with. So and you get good power out of them. As I said, it's running a GT 2871 over, I think, and the engine's built and stuff, and it's great power, and as I said, it's a very good car for getting lock and power out of, for I suppose smaller money than if you went to custom route. So that's kind of why I went with the S14. I liked the colour. The paint job was incredible. I mean, it was done quite rushed because Tom had little or no time with other cars being done, and I expected kind of a rush job, and that's not what I got. It was an incredibly good job, and the car was very rough when it went into Tom, and then just, you know, in a couple of days I turned around and he'd done an incredible job. The car looked amazing. So it's, you know, it's sort of It puts nerves on you then because it looks so good. If it wasn't that, it would be the front wheels. I love 5s even wheels, always have, and I wish I could get a set of back ones now in the next couple of months and I finish it off, but we'll do what we can for the moment. Well, I was always a big fan of motorsport in general, and I think I went to an event, Punchestown, years ago, and I was just blown away by everything. Started going to more events, and then through going to more events, I ended up kind of becoming pro drift commentator. And of course, when I kind of entered commentary, I learned a whole lot more, got to meet more people, got to meet the whole community, so I kind of got hooked. And then I suppose you get tired of watching it so much so that you have to just try it. And I thought years ago, we thought it was impossible to get into pro drift, especially because we're not mechanics and things like that. So we put together, I saw my brother compete last year, and he sort of made it, I suppose, attainable. So this year I said, why not just give it a go? And the guys from WKD Imports came on board to kind of help us out. So I suppose without them, we wouldn't be doing it. But very excited, and as I said, it's like no other sport. I mean, it's a community, there's loads of people involved, and everyone's friends from different backgrounds. They all have sort of kind of guys from 15 up to 50, all hanging out, having a great time, and they're all from different parts of the country. So there's no arrogance to the sport, there's nothing, and that's what draws me into it, is the fact that it's just a nice friendly atmosphere and to have fun and push yourself as hard as you can. I don't actually think, I think I'm probably the only person with no pressure, because even though I've built the car and I'm competing, I think not many people, I don't give myself much hope, I don't think anyone else does either, so I suppose it's not that much pressure. I haven't done 2 or 3 years and expected to win a championship. Like, I mean, I'm doing it totally for fun this year, and I still have the sideline, the fact that I still will be doing the commentary, I'll still be involved in the event and still enjoy it, so it's like a bonus. So I suppose it's not my whole weekend, and I do want to do well, obviously, and I think it's fun to be competing against the likes of Owen and Brian and everybody else, but I think when you look at the semi-pro and amateur categories in Ireland, I mean, you could put them in pro in any other country and they'd eat everyone alive. So it's probably the hardest amateur and semi-pro, when it sounds like you're at the bottom, but you're really just at the top in this country. So first year, don't really have any expectations. I wouldn't mind, getting the car home in one piece at this stage, and I wouldn't mind qualifying and having a few battles and stuff like that. But again, it's a learning year for me, and just enjoying it and having a bit of fun, and it just so it changes my whole weekend. I get to drive and commentate, so it's a win-win for me. Well, 2012 season, I think, is just to to do my best at the commentary, obviously, and continue to kind of put my input in that way into the sport. And then, in regards to driving, just enjoy it. I don't think I want to get bogged down too much in how I do, how I qualify. I'll be disappointed if I don't give it my all. I'll definitely give it my all, but it's just have fun and enjoy it, and be one of those people that I've been watching for 2 years, having the time of their life. First and foremost, I want to really thank Wes and Dan here at WKD Imports. We wouldn't be competing this year if it wasn't for them. They've helped us. We had no option for storage or transport or maintenance because we're not mechanical, and they've jumped in, and I mean, we've worked. They're very reasonably priced, and they look after us in a way that other people wouldn't. So without them, we wouldn't be drifting. Big thank to Jem. A big thank you to Jem in CS Autos. I mean, he did an incredible job pulling the car from what was a wreck to a very competitive car, and incredible workmanship, and worked late into nights just to get it ready. So a huge thank you to him, and a massive thank you to Tom Lawler, who really did an incredible job on the paint on the car. For a very reasonable price, and to Gomex Science for the graphics on the cars, and of course all the guys at Freshfix for giving us a hand on trying to publicise it. So looking forward to 2012. I liked the colour. The paint job was incredible. I mean, it was done quite rushed because Tom had little or no time with other cars being done, and I expected kind of a rush job, and that's not what I got. It was an incredibly good job, and the car was very, very rough when it went into Tom. And then just, you know, in a couple of days, I turned around and he'd done an incredible job. The car looked amazing. So it's, you know, it's sort of it puts nerves on you then because it looks so good. If it wasn't that, it would be the front wheels. I love 5s even wheels, always have, and I wish I could get a set of back ones now in the next couple of months and I finish it off, but we'll do what we can for the moment.